NASCAR Senior Vice President Elton Sawyer has explained why race officials threw the caution during the final lap of the Atlanta Cup race on Sunday night. So if you don't know what happened during the final lap, Josh Berry found himself in the middle of a sandwich between Denny Hamlin and Ross Chastain, and it did not taste good as he went nose first into the outside wall before turning down the track, making contact with the inside wall, and then going back up the track and hitting the outside wall again. He was not the only one zigzagging across the track. Ryan Preece and Justin Haley also went from the top to bottom after making contact with Josh Berry. We can watch this right here via the NASCAR account over on X. Let's take a watch at this.
Josh Berry getting to the side of Denny Hamlin, and same thing, that whole...
So you see there, Berry into the wall after getting sandwiched, comes down the track, hits Ryan Preece. Justin Haley hits him, sent back up the track, hits the wall. Preece is coming back up the track. Haley's going up the track. I don't even know who that white and purple car was going down the track. Chase Elliott barely misses Haley, I think. Maybe Barry. Barely misses Haley right here. Just slips by. Barry comes back down, almost hits them. So that is what happened that drew the caution. While this was all happening, obviously Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, and Carson Hocevar were racing for the lead. They were 3 wide, but it was called, and the win was given to Christopher Bell before they got to the start-finish line. So Elton Sawyer spoke with SiriusXM NASCAR Radio to explain why the caution was thrown on the final lap. He said, "As I talked to our Cup drivers on Sunday in the drivers' meeting, just reassured them that we're not going to be racing through a debris field. If you have a situation like we did Sunday night, the wreck occurred somewhere between 6th and 7th running positions there. There's a lot of cars still behind them. If we don't throw the caution, you're incentivizing the drivers to drive through that." So if you look back over the last week or so in 9 super speedway races that we've had, if you count our duels and our ARCA race, the finishes, everybody's on top of each other. So the element of a last lap caution is there, as we've seen. And it's on the sanctioning body and it's on our side to make sure that we do our absolute best. It's our goal to get to the start-finish line under green, but there is conditions and situations where we need to throw that, and we're going to err more on throwing it than not. So that was his explanation. I think they got it right. I mean, we just watched all those cars going up and down and across the track. There are cars clearly behind them. Safety is an issue, and they did the right thing to throw the caution. Now, should the race have ended because they threw the caution on the last lap? I don't think so, and I think NASCAR actually agrees with Fan Statesman on that, with me on that, because Elton Sawyer was asked on whether or not NASCAR has had discussions about adjusting how it ends races to assure a green flag finish. And he says they have indeed. He says, "We will take a deeper dive to assure a green flag finish, as well as the safety of all competitors and our fans alike. We will definitely take a look. We have some ideas ourselves, and all these ideas that are coming, we'll put them on the agenda as well and make sure we get to the best place there." There's always the negative unintended consequences that come with a change. So we need to make sure we vet through all of that before we actually make a change. So that, I think, is really good news if that is indeed what they are doing, and one hopes that they will do that. I really don't like the fact that you have these races ending under caution due to an accident on the last lap. I think they should re-rack them, go again, NASCAR overtime until they get a winner. I don't think there is anything wrong with that. In fact, if they keep wrecking, maybe after, 3 or 4 NASCAR overtimes, you single file it, right? I think that is a possibility right there. I think the Dirt Late models do a really good job with that, whether it's Lucas Oil or World of Outlaws. Obviously, I think they do. Both of them have a little bit of a different rule on that, but I think they both work out well. You never get a race ending under a caution. They're always ending under the green flag. So I definitely think that is something NASCAR should be doing, should be looking at. It looks like they are doing that. It looks like they are listening to fans on this, and probably drivers as well. Drivers want to race back to the green flag as well. They don't want these races ending under caution. So listening to them as well. So I actually think this is really good on this part here. But as far as throwing the caution, I think they got that right there too. I mean, we saw all the carnage happening. We saw all those cars up into the wall, etc. I think that was the right thing to do, that they needed to throw that caution. Sawyer also did say that the people who make the decision are the race directors, and there are two of them, and they're making this decision in a split second. And he did say that, I guess, following Daytona, there was still maybe some misunderstanding on what NASCAR's expectations were for them when it comes to throwing the caution. But I guess following the Xfinity Series race, he had a meeting with those two race directors. And after that meeting, he said that everyone seemed to be on the same page as to when they should be throwing the caution on the white flag when there happens to be a wreck. So we'll see moving forward how this plays out. Again, I do think that they got this right. I've been saying this from the very beginning. I know there were people upset that they didn't race back to the start-finish line to get that three-way finish, but I think safety is more important. Get the safety trucks out there. You get cars slowed down. You don't want Chase Elliott hammering it, maybe T-boning Justin Haley, etc. Have that caution out. Have him check up. Have him slow down. And look out for driver safety. So I applaud NASCAR for getting this one right. Hopefully they stay consistent with this, and then hopefully they also change their whole overtime rule where they're ending races under caution, and they get something in place where that no longer happens, because I think that kind of solves all of the problems, right? If you throw the caution, re-rack it, have them race back again, then you still get your green flag finish because you're going to be finishing under green flag, and you kind of get rid of all of the complaints about the fact that the race ended under caution. So I think you get to the root of the problem, solve that, and things will be a lot better on, I think, all fronts, from NASCAR's officiating standpoint, from the fan standpoint, and from obviously the driver's competition standpoint, etc. So let me know what you guys make of this. I think this is all positive right here. Which is crazy to think of, given all the criticism I gave NASCAR last year. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far here, liking what I heard from Elton Sawyer following the Atlanta race right now. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below.